First time I heard about the awakening, David Powell had mentioned it. And he just explained that it was going to be, it was going to be difficult, but it was going to be worth it, that could very possibly change your life.
The purpose of the awakening is to allow individuals to change their perception of who they are and the perception they have of the world around them. This is just the starting point where you start to realize, there's areas of my life that I need to grow. It's going to depend on where that person is individually, but everyone will gain something from it.
We come alongside individuals and we help them discover the potential that's within themselves.
The part where they blindfolded me, that was intimidating, but not to the point of instantly wanting to quit. That came a little later when the pain started,
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
So we start with the breakout. The breakout is really meant to equalize everybody. So we take the individuals through a series of events. Those events are used to help them to get comfortable being uncomfortable and to realize that there is the ability within ourselves to endure more than what we believe we're capable of.
It was cold that morning. It was brutal. That was probably the worst part for me. I mean, it was so cold, and I kept telling myself, all right, stop shaking. It's in your head. So yeah, within 20 minutes, I think, is when I first started saying, oh man, you should be at home right now. What are you doing? You're too old for this.
And through equipping them with those tools throughout the process of these different events, they realize the potential they have in themselves to continue on. It's mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
I love the mud. It didn't bother me a bit. I actually like that part because that made it feel real. Like, this is great, The tube was full of mud. And I had to lay down, and then the guy in front of me had to crawl over me, and then he got behind me, and then the next guy had to crawl over me and then crawl over him. It sounds crazy. Like, why would you enjoy pain like that? But I'm gonna let you know you're alive, man.
A lot of the events that we do will incorporate muscles that you don't normally train. That's the goal, is to find areas of discomfort in our lives and address those and realize that, oh my goodness, I'm weak in this area. I need to strengthen myself in this area.
Stretch it out.
At the end of the breakout session, they're all in the same place. They're all exhausted, feeling like they've got nothing more to give.
Yeah, I knew we were going hiking. I knew that. I don't know what they called it, but I knew it was going to be a hike, so I was excited about that.
The ruck is definitely a time for reflection, to really look in and think about, okay, why am I doing this?
We had a little break there about halfway up the mountain. Daily, I watched the emotions overflow in him.
I wanted to do this because I wanted something difficult so I could learn how to handle something that I possibly couldn't handle, because I didn't know how to handle something that didn't come easy to me anymore.
It was touching for him, but by him sharing that with us, it was all touching for us, and everyone was moved by the emotion and the passion and the love that was in his heart.
But I think I'm doing pretty good so far, and I'm learning again how to get over those hurdles. So, and I appreciate the positive support from everybody here. It's amazing. Thank you.
Daily, watching him earlier, he was really struggling with the cramps. His body wanting to stop him from being part of this and competing, and then looking back and seeing how he killed this portion, this evolution here, says a lot about who you are and what's inside and what you're made of.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And the reason why we talk about this even at the beginning, or the reason why we do any of these things, is to pull out what is inside each and every one of you.
Growing up, watching my mom and dad, they worked really hard for me. They didn't work hard because they like to work hard. They worked hard for me. I seen my dad come home with burns down his neck, all the way down his body, from where piece of molten aluminum shot down his body and burned the crap out of him, and I seen the cracks in his hands. He didn't do that because he liked that. He did that for me. He did that for my family. That was one of my whys, because I knew my mom and dad would have never quit on me. So I'm not going to quit on me, you know, and I'm also not going to quit on them.
There's going to be something during an 8 or 10 hour evolution and challenge that you're going to learn something about yourself, even if it's through learning it through someone else.
I forgot what it was like to fight for something, what it was like to struggle with something, and how to get what I want when everything just comes easy to me. So I wanted to find that fight. I wanted to find my guts. They almost made it seem like it was over, and I knew in my mind this is not over. So when we got back, that's when it started. 100 squats, quarter-mile run, then it was the burpees, the push-ups, and that. So, but I felt pretty strong. I got stronger as the day went on. I swear I did. It wasn't I'm doing 50 push-ups. It was I'm going to do one push-up. And then when that one was done, it was another and another and another.
The discomfort of being wet, being sandy, being exhausted, being at the end of ourselves, that's when we're truly able to learn, and at those moments are our coachable moments. You don't have to be the most physically fit to benefit from this, because we all have deficiencies and we all have weaknesses, and this event helps you to go past the potential that you think you have.
They brought us back, and it wasn't over. Like, we had a whole another hour or 2 hours, and they asked who's ready for more, and everybody raised their hand. We were ready for more.
Let up, let up, let up, let up. 5, hold your hand up if you're willing to keep going.
Hands up. That does not look very...
hold your hand up
Parker.
if you are willing to keep going from right here. So
I need to
hands
see it
up.
high. You gotta meet it.
Hold your hand up.
I think they were actually looking to see if we really were awake. Maybe that's what they were waiting for.
I'm awake! Awake! I'm awake! Awake! I'm awake! Awake! I'm awake! Class 001. You've been awoken.
Good job.
By the end of the day, when we ask them who can continue on, and they all say in unison they can, that's when we know that they're awake.
We got to know each other. It was almost like we all knew each other by the end of it. And it just felt like we were all a family when it was all over. I love that.
This is not about defeating a person. This is about making them better and improving themselves. And if they're willing to stay in the game, we'll just continue to allow them an opportunity to stay and see.
The Awakening is definitely the beginning to something new. Any challenge that comes my way in life, I think I'm better prepared for it, and I know I can handle it. You need to be just as mentally prepared as you do physically prepared. So be ready for a challenge and embrace it and take it on. I'm Matthew Daly, 40 years old, class 001. Now I'm awake.